So let's talk about something that happens all the time in business, but we don't always talk about it out loud. What happens when your best people, your superstars, get that promotion they deserve, and then they just get stuck? It's this silent crisis, and today we're going to break down a framework that's built to solve it.
Okay, let's be real for a second. Think about your top performers, the ones who are amazing at their jobs, so you promoted them. But are they now struggling with the one thing they were never really trained for? Leadership. It's a tough spot for them to be in, and honestly, it's probably pretty frustrating for you too.
And that frustration, it usually comes from a few key places. You've probably seen this, right? You send people to training, but nothing really changes. It's just checkbox training. Or maybe you've got leaders who are just unaware of how they come across, causing all sorts of friction. And the classic one, the high performer who's so good they can't help but micromanage everyone, totally burning out their team. You know what's at the heart of all this? They're missing a real, personal system for their own growth. And look, this isn't just some soft HR problem. According to Gallup, a massive 79% of employees are disengaged. That's not a typo. That leadership gap isn't just frustrating, it is actively costing you money in lost productivity, bad morale, and people walking out the door. It's a huge, hidden expense. So you gotta ask yourself, which team are you really building? On the left, that's the reality for so many. Managers are totally overwhelmed, your best talent leaves to grow somewhere else, and everyone's too busy pointing fingers to take any risks. But then, picture this, a culture of champions, where your managers are true growth catalysts, where your best people stay to win with you, where coaching is how you build greatness, and everyone, I mean everyone, practices extreme ownership. This isn't just a dream, it's a choice. And here's the thing. You are the key to making that choice. Just like the quote says, the potential is already there, inside your people. They're just waiting for a leader to help bring it out. So the real question is, how do you become that leader? Well, I can tell you the answer isn't another weekend workshop that everyone forgets by Tuesday. That's the old way. What your leaders actually need is a total mindset shift, like a brand new operating system for how they think about their own growth and leadership. This is where we stop talking about the problem and start building the solution. So what is this new operating system? It's all about becoming a growth catalyst. And I want you to pay close attention to this definition. It doesn't start with trying to fix other people. It starts when a leader masters their own personal growth habits first. That's the part that creates this incredible ripple effect across the entire team. And this isn't just some vague concept. It's built on 4 core identities you can actually practice. First up, the student of the game. This is about being hungry, always learning. Then you've got the performer, having the guts to actually try out those new skills, even if it feels a little awkward at first. It's about taking action. Next, the player coach. This is that huge shift from being the star to developing other stars. And the glue that holds it all together, the team-first captain, that humble leader who takes the blame, gives the credit, and just makes people want to follow them. And the best part? This isn't some 6-month, drawn-out process. Here's the core promise: to take your leaders from that feeling of being totally frustrated and overwhelmed to a place of genuine confidence and clarity. And the timeline to install this whole new operating system? Just 30 days. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. What does this 30-day game plan actually look like? This is a system, and it's designed for one thing: measurable transformation. It's a really powerful 4-step process. It all starts with a high-energy, in-person kickoff session to get everyone on the same page. Then, and this is key, they immediately go into a 2-week accountability play where they have to apply what they've learned. The 30-day playbook becomes their guide for building those habits every single day. And it all culminates in a virtual wrap-up to lock in the learning and plan for what's next. And here's the shift you can expect to see. Before, your leaders might be kind of passive, overwhelmed, and feeling stuck. But after, they're proactive, they're intentional, and they feel empowered because they have a system. They stop just reacting to problems and start taking full ownership of their own development, which of course inspires everyone around them. It's a total change in mindset. But look, we're not just asking you to take our word for it. This isn't just about feeling better. It's about getting real, measurable results. We use a pre- and post-program assessment that gives you a clear, data-driven report on the transformation, so you can literally see the return on your investment. So, who's the person behind all this? Let me introduce you to your guide on this journey, Javon Gondway. His philosophy was forged in the world of championship sports and has been proven over and over again in the world of business. His story actually didn't start in a boardroom. It started on the soccer field, where he was part of three. That's right, three NCAA national championship teams. That's where he lived and breathed the principles of a true culture of champions for the first time. And then he took those exact same lessons from the field and translated them into the business world, inspiring and training over 30,000 professionals along the way. He helps them bridge that critical gap between being great at their job and being a great leader. And the impact? Well, the numbers really speak for themselves. Across literally hundreds of sessions, he consistently gets a 95% positive feedback rating, not just on satisfaction, but on engagement and relevance too. This stuff works because it's real and it resonates. And you don't just have to listen to me. Take it from leaders like Rhett Hinsey, the COO of Bravo Group, who flat out called partnering with Jevon a game changer for their organization. That's the kind of validation that gives you real confidence. So it all comes down to this. When you look at your team, do you see champions waiting for a leader to bring out their best? Are you ready to stop that frustrating cycle and finally start building that culture of champions you know is possible? If the answer is yes, the next step couldn't be simpler. Just start the conversation.